Welcome back to this strangely deserted central plaza of Castelia City. There is this one guy over here. Let's see what he wants to tell me. Oh, it's just something that we've established, like 7 Let's Plays ago. Oh, FunFest mission, that's right, I almost forgot. FunFest missions are a new feature of the Entralink in this game. I will be covering the Entralink a bit in this LP because I didn't do so in the last one, and for good reason. It's just a bit more interesting than it was in the first game. But I'm going to wait until I've reached Nimbasa, I think. Trust me, I have my reasons for doing so, but you're going to get to see what a FunFest mission is like. So, here you can buy Castelia cones. They were really popular in the first game, so much that I think it was only on Tuesday or Thursday, I don't remember the exact day, where there was not a line. Any other day there was a line, and in both games this place is closed down for the winter. Castelia cones are basically full heals that come at a much better price than actual full heals. So if you want just, status healing items, definitely Castelia cones above all else. And also, you can buy a dozen of them, just so you know it's a bit quicker. Here we got an art gallery, which is, it's just stuff about Reshiram and Zekrom that we only get to see the titles of. It's nothing really interesting, I guess. It goes with the theme of Berg being an artist? I don't know, and okay, this guy, by the way, he wants to see a Pokemon that's of a certain type every day. Unfortunately, I have the type that he's asking me for. So I get to choose between one of these berries. I'm going to choose the Chesto berry because, in my opinion, it's more useful than the other ones. I don't say whether I want to say marginally or by a lot, but it's definitely one of the most useful status healing berries. So, really nothing all that interesting. The only real thing you can really do on this street that's even interesting in the slightest is buy Castelia cones, unless you're really, really, really interested in those in those berries. But otherwise, okay, I didn't jump this time, because if you remember, last time I did this, this guy totally shocked me, and I screamed like a little girl. But yeah, he's going to give me the Flash TM, which is going to come in handy a bit later on. I'm going to give it to Patrat once it's evolved into Watchog, which I guess I should get around to doing at some point in the near future, probably once I reach the Castelia Park, most likely. So here we have this little cafe in the middle of one of the shittiest looking streets of Castelia. And by that, I don't mean graphics-wise, but rather, it's just a back alley where, shady characters congregate. But, I just got a free Moo milk from this guy, which is really good because it's, in my opinion, the best healing item in terms of cost effectiveness. Hyper potions become better at some point in the distant future, but that's really when you start reaching the end game and even the post game. Otherwise, Moo milks still remain very useful for a long, long time. And just as a side note, this whole serving milk in a cafe thing sort of reminds me of the milk bar in Majora's Mask. That's odd in a way. One of my favorite games, reminding me of my least favorite game. And wow, that was so pointless. So I guess we're done with this street, so let's go down this one. I know there's the gym in there, but we're not going to take on the gym quite yet. In fact, I don't think we even can do the gym for the time being. So, okay, so, that was pointless. wanting to become stronger as a Pokemon trainer is good. You can have a good time playing with Pokemon or put them to work instead. Okay, so over here we have the vacant building that was used by Team Plasma in the first game. Well, it is vacant no more. There are a few things in there that you might be interested in checking out. And here we have, once again, the absolute bullshit excuse for why you cannot rename Pokemon that you got in a trade. I'm just going to give Pignite a little massage, increase its happiness, even though it doesn't do much, but, you know, I came all the way out here and talked to this girl, so why not? So, yeah, name Raider, he's going to do the same thing he always does. I'm not going to bother because it's been the same since Gen 1. If it's a Pokemon that you got in a trade, he's not going to let you change it. He's going to say, oh, that's a really good name. And if it's your own Pokemon, he's going to be like, oh, that's pretty good, but don't you want to give it a better nickname? And he always says this, even when you're going around in circles, back to the nickname that he thought was worse beforehand, which has always been sort of weird to me. But seriously, I really hope Generation 6 does away with that crap where you can't rename a Pokemon that you got in a trade. So, this is the last Harlequin that we had to look for. So I guess I'm going to head back to the one on the main street when I head back in that general area. And they got a graph on their wall explaining how many medals I got? Okay. I thought Mr. Metal was creepy before, but this is an entire institution that's dedicated to stalking me. It's not just one guy, it's all those people that are so interested in every little aspect of my personal life. It's, oh my god! Why isn't the police doing anything? And the details aren't important. They knew! The game designers knew how disturbing it was to have an in-game explanation for achievements! That's not how you do achievements. You do something, and then you get a notice, oh, you got this achievement. You don't include a creepy stalker and his creepy cohorts that spend their days in an office compilating every piece of data about my personal life. I have no words. I simply have no words. Anyway, this guy here reiterates everything that I've already told you about medals, and, well, of course, this is things that we already know because we already got a bunch of medals, so why they're having this bit of exposition so late in the game as opposed to, you know, a place like Bobtown, which could definitely use some more population. For starters, and it would be more appropriate there when you're starting the game, you know, not the city where you get the third badge. And that's considering that they absolutely wanted to have an in-game explanation for achievements. I mean, as I said, any other game, you just have the achievement pop up when you do it. It's not like when... the way they're doing this here is almost as if, let's take, for example, I don't know, Minecraft, for an example. You don't get a pre-recorded message from Notch telling you, oh hey, you beat the Ender Dragon, cool, here's an achievement. No, it just pops up on the screen and it takes a few seconds and then there you go, that's how it works. And actually, to be quite honest, my example was probably a bit sloppy because I can't come up with anything as disturbing as what Game Freak did here on my own. So, let's head over to the third floor instead, and if I remember correctly, yep, Fennel is here. She's the one who basically tells you all about the global link. Here we have Amanita, who designed the PC system for the Unova region. And yeah, she's going to tell you all about the features of the Palpad. And once again, it's a bit late to to tell me something like that in the game because, well, it was a lot earlier than that in the first game, and I don't know, once again, why they didn't have Fennel and company moved to like Bobtown or even Burbank at worst, but Castalia, it's a bit late to keep throwing such basic stuff at you. So, I'm just going to head over that real quick. And yeah, at first, yeah, as she's saying, there are only 8 boxes, but once you put at least one Pokemon in each box, you unlock more boxes, and then you end up with 16, and once you have one Pokemon in all 16, you get the grand total of 24 boxes. That's the max that you can reach. And the way I understand how the battle box works is that you can keep your in-game team, you know, on your regular team and your competitive team if for some crazy reason you still use cartridges to do competitive battling. I mean, get with the program. Use Pokemon Showdown, people. But yeah, if you do that, you can put them in the battle box and not have to switch all the time before battling. That's the way I understand it, at least. Anyway, this is Fennel, who's responsible for the Game Sync feature in the in-game universe, as well as the Dream World. I think I've gone over those features in the first Let's Play, so I'm not going to do that again. I also didn't ask anything to the assistant, because once again, I've gone through this before in the last LP, so there's no sense in repeating myself even more than I already have. So, no, I'm going to pass. Instead, I'm just going to leave this building. This floor wasn't as disturbing as the last one, but this was just reiterating things that we already knew, so let's just get out of this place. Let's see, are there any more people here? Oh yeah, over there you got the gym with Clyde at the entrance, but as I said before, we're not going to take care of that just yet. I think talking to Clyde is what makes the story progress, but I'm not ready for that quite yet. Instead, I'm going to head all the way back to the Central Plaza and then north to the northernmost street of Castalia, because there are still a few more buildings to check out. And if I remember correctly, I may be wrong, but these are some buildings where I definitely want to go and talk to everyone. Never seems to go well. You suck at the musical? Are you serious? This is like the most pitifully easy, straightforward, and yet meaningless minigame ever! How can you suck at the musicals? Really? You ought to revoke. You ought to get your trainer license revoked or something, because it's just unbelievable how bad such a person would be. I mean, you can just throw just about any random props, even if they don't have anything to do with the theme, even if they don't fit on your Pokemon at all, and you can still win. So, on the upper floor, there is a party going on, and there's a security guard who, well, let's just say it wouldn't surprise me at all if he were in cahoots with Mr. Metal. So, let's head up, I was about to say up the stairs, but it's really upstairs because, well, there's an elevator all the way to the 47th floor. Man, those buildings in Castalia are really freaking high. So, welcome to my party. Please enjoy conversations with everyone. Does anyone have anything interesting to say here? Well, that is definitely true. When you're having a good day, it's always hard to wake up the next day. So, it's because singing puts people and Pokemon to sleep? You freaking ignorant bastard! Even people who don't play Pokemon know that sing puts stuff to sleep! Anyway, got the Attract TM, which infatuates Pokemon of the opposite gender, and when they're infatuated, they have a 50% chance of not moving at all. It's dispelled by simply switching out. I want to say that's Spanish because of the inverted exclamation point thingy. So yeah, so far nothing interesting in here, but I'm gonna keep looking next time into the northern street of Castalia and see what I can find.